The Historical Journey. Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome back to Historical Journey. Today's video is going to be Sir Syed Ahmed Khan Aligarh. But before we dive in, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our fascinating content. Now, let's jump into today's adventure. In such conditions, Sir Syed Ahmed Khan came forward and tried to help the Muslims come out from such deplorable and miserable conditions. He guided the Muslims towards the right path and attempted to draw out the Muslims from such helpless condition. He started a movement in order to give respectable position to Muslims in society as they had in past. This movement is known as Aligarh movement. The main focus of the Aligarh movement was loyalty to British government, modern Western education for the Muslims to compete with Hindus to keep away the Muslims from politics. Sir Syed realized that this miserable and deplorable condition of Muslims was due to the lack of modern education. He believed that the cure of every problem of Muslims was the modern education. Therefore, he commenced an educational program in order to uplift the deprived and disappointed Muslims who had lost their past glory. He took concrete steps for his education plan. Thus, in 1859, Sir Syed Ahmed Khan set up a school for Muslims in Muradabad, where English, Persian, Islamic, Arabic, Urdu were compulsory subjects. In 1862, Sir Syed was transferred from Muradabad to Ghazipur, where he established another school for Muslims, which was known as Madras Ghazipur. Here, also the English, Arabic, Persian, Urdu and Islamic were compulsory subjects. In 1864, Sir Syed Ahmed Khan laid the foundation of a scientific society at Ghazipur. The purpose of this society was to translate the English books into Urdu language. But later on, in 1866, after his transfer to Aligarh, the main office of the Scientific Society was also transferred to Aligarh. In 1866, the Scientific Society issued a journal named as Aligarh Institute Gazette. This journal was published both in Urdu and English languages. The aim of this journal was to wash away the misconception between Muslims and British government, and brought them close to each other. In order to closely watch the educational system of England, Sir Syed Ahmed Khan accompanied his son Syed Mahmud, visited England in 1869 and stayed there for 17 months studying English educational institutions like Oxford and Cambridge University. Later, after his return to India, he set up a committee known as Committee Striving for Educational Progress of Muslims. Under this committee, another committee was established named as Fund Committee for the establishment of a Muslim college, and Sir Syed was selected the secretary of the both committees. For this purpose, Sir Syed toured across the country and collected funds for the establishment of college. The committee decided first for the forming of school as a model to the people and later to found the college. Hence, in 1875, Sir Syed established Muhammadan Anglo-Oriental School at Aligarh. In 1877, the school was uprated to the level of college, which was inaugurated by Lord Lytton. The main characteristic of this college was that it offered both Western and Eastern educations. Later on, this college was raised to the level of university. After the death of Sir Syed in 1920, in 1886, Sir Syed set up an organization which is known as Muhammadan Educational Conference, which presented a 12-point program in Western and religious education in English and other languages. Its aim was to convey the message of education to the Muslim masses. The conference held its sessions at different towns of the country to know about the educational problems and then tried to solve them. The conference in its meeting discussed the modern techniques for the development and improvement of the standard of the education. In 1866, Sir Syed established British India Association at Aligarh. The main purpose of this organization was to express the grievances and point of view of Indians to the British Parliament. He also wrote Loyal Mohammedans of India, in which he recorded a detailed account of the loyal services of the Muslims which they rendered to the British rulers. In 1870, Sir Syed, after his return from England, set up an organization known as Anjuman-i Taraqi-i Musliman-i Hind in order to impart modern education to the Muslims of India.